and welcome back to Catholic Unscripted. I'm Catherine Bennett.
I'm Mark Lambert.
And Gavin Ashenden.
I say welcome back because it's been a little while since we've all been together, a couple of weeks, I think, guys. So first of all, thank you so much to all of you for your emails. We have received them and I will be replying to them as soon as I can. But we really wanted to meet today, just a brief meeting to say hello. We're back. We've got lots of exciting news coming up over the next few months, which we'd like to share with you. Tell us, Gavin and Mark, how has your summer been? What have you been doing? What have you been doing when people have been tuning in and missing your beautiful faces?
Well, I've been on holiday with you, so we went away.
I've seen your face every day, but
it's been 2 weeks. So I've been looking forward to it all year. That's our only holiday. My poor wife has been absolutely exhausted, but we managed to get away for a couple of weeks, and we visited a little island in the Maltese archipelago called Gozo, which is sort of the quieter rural island on the sort of four, if you're being really technical, Maltese islands. But I don't know how many people count Fifla as worth counting as an island. And we were able to show Mrs. Bennett and her wonderful family we know really well all the wonders of Gozo and Malta. We got to see all the beautiful churches, one of which with Louise and I have experienced a miracle from directly, so we've got a very personal connection with. We were able to go there. We were able to have mass in lots of amazing churches, and the churches in Malta or in Gozo are often tiny little village churches with the splendour of a cathedral. It's really extraordinary. We got to meet lots of interesting people, lots of priests and people who work for the Curia and stuff like that in Malta, which always happens when we go over there. So we're deeply embroiled in everything that's going on, finding out a little bit about the cardinals and the archbishops and the politics and stuff like that. We got to do lots of swimming and eating nice stuff, and it was really, really lovely. I think we really relaxed. I think Catherine and I had loads of ambitions to do brilliant videos showing you the fabulous churches and stuff like that. But I think we were so exhausted after that. We've had such a full year, and we just got out there and kind of flaked. I got a really bad cold immediately.
Yeah.
The first week I was absolutely feeling awful. And then, but I think we had a brilliant time, didn't we? And we were very fortunate that the canon of St. John's Co-Cathedral, Monsignor Vela, gave us a private tour of the cathedral. I don't know if we should even say that, really. But he gave us a private tour of the Co-Cathedral for a couple of hours, which is absolutely extraordinary.
If you sign up for membership, you too could find yourself.
We could arrange something, you never know. But we certainly, from our point of view, we've been going over there for 20 odd years. We've got lots of fabulous friends on the islands. And one of the things we've been trying to do, I don't know how much you know about Malta, but there's basically before he died, Caravaggio sort of escaped after he was convicted of murder in Rome. He escaped to Malta to try and rebuild his life, and he did a couple of paintings there, and one of them is the beheading of St. John. So we were there for the feast. There's this extraordinary canvas, and they've just launched a new exhibition face-to-face with Caravaggio. We're huge Caravaggio fans, and we've been trying to get in there for 20 years, and we've just, whenever we've been there, it's been closed. There's been something going on, some festa or something, and we haven't.
But you had Mrs. Bennett with you now.
That was the magic.
That was the difference.
So it was great, wasn't it? We got the fast ferry from Gozo to Valletta, which was a wonderful experience. So we were in the Three Cities area there. We're all sort of fans of the Great Siege of Malta, if you know anything about that, the wonderful history of Malta. So we're right there in that area where that all sort of took place at Valletta. And we got to see the tomb of Jean de Valette. And we got to see the sort of main cathedral of the Knights, of all the 8 Langs of the Knights, which was, well, we had a great time, didn't we, Catherine?
Pietro, camarasa.
Just you have to slide your feet and continue over here. Over here.
Slide it. You get stuck.
What
Yeah.
have you really?
So we,
On the mitre.
so we're
There
very
is half a centimeter
Yeah.
so that you won't miss the fact that he was a grand prior.
In fact,
When I give communion, I never stay here because people would
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I stay like this so that they have to come this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really did, and we never completely switch off. So although we were off your screens for a few days, we did come in with a couple of videos. We tried to record, didn't we, Mark? And we wanted to do more, but it was quite hard because we wanted to film as we were going around and do a few live videos. But actually, the connection wasn't good enough to do anything of any great use. So instead, we'll splice in a couple of beautiful pictures here for you to see of that visit. But as you said, we met with some people over there who have given us a picture of the church in Malta, and we'll be able to report back on that. And we spoke quite a bit about the inevitable upcoming conclave, and we'll have lots to talk about later in the week. But there is a lot to talk about, and we are going to meet again in a couple of days. But this is just a hello. Sorry we haven't been with you over the last couple of days and filling you in on what we've been doing. So yeah, we've had a really fabulous holiday. Malta's such a wonderful place, and unfortunately, it is a bit like Ireland. It's the people we spoke to said it is now very much culturally Catholic. It's probably not quite as far gone as Ireland, but still, you get a sense that it's really, obviously, it's just that the churches, as you said, are beautiful, and it's steeped in this Catholic culture.
Well, I'm really interested. One of the things I'm really interested in is what, like Malta's been Catholic since 69 AD when St. Paul converted it. And what has that done to the people? What has that? What you find is a wonderful legacy of a people who are extremely welcoming, very pro the empire, aren't they? Very pro Britain, which is, that's a great experience as a British person going over there. They absolutely love the Brits. But also you've got this wonderful culture, which is a Christian-built culture, and now you're in this extreme melee where you've got lots of immigration going on, and that was one of the things that we were talking to with people. How's that affecting the culture in Malta, and what are the tensions for Catholics on the island? So hopefully we can. Certainly we got some important people who said that they would be prepared to come on the podcast and talk about it. So I think you'll find that. I think listeners will find that interesting.
Yeah. So a little glimpse there of what we've been doing over the past couple of weeks. And Gavin, you have been in France and had an equally lovely, restful holiday.
Yes, not as exotic as you, but I've a number of things. I'm on the good side. The traumas of the summer have given us a lot to think and write about. So I've been thinking and writing about them. The jaws of anti-democracy, anti-freedom of speech, anti-freedom of thought are closing about us, and I remain all the more convinced that only the Catholic Church has the power to save our civilization. I've been trying to write a paper on the clash between paganism and Catholicism, which I'll be giving at Pittsburgh, and I hope you'll let me contribute to our extraordinarily exciting retreat in Ireland, which is coming up shortly, which Catherine will advertise better than me. But I've also been struggling with a broken internet, and it just feels like being excommunicated. I love Elon Musk, I love Starlink, but I've discovered that the equipment that they give us is very temperamental, and it's just awful when you're offline or when you're reduced to kind of the very basics of Orange in France or BT in England, and you can't get stuff down, you can't put it up. It's very frustrating. But meanwhile, I'm just extremely pleased that the three of us together again. I think we've got a lot to do like you, I've been getting
Yeah.
emails from people, and people saying that they've missed what we do. How glad they are for the voice that we provide and for the theological and spiritual commentary we offer, which I'm very proud to be part of. And I'm very excited indeed that we've got this retreat lined up, and that we hope to be able to contribute as a threesome to Catholic Identity Conference in Pittsburgh, which we very exciting. So there's some really wonderful challenges and the development of our ministry together.
Yes, thank you for those emails that Gavin's mentioned already. It's wonderful to hear that you've missed us, and it's good to know that there is value in what we're doing. So thank you for watching. Do please continue to like, share and subscribe with others. We are back in full force. You mentioned a couple of places there. One is Pittsburgh. So we'll all be going over at the end of this month, at the end of September, to the Catholic Identity Conference in Pittsburgh. And we are going to meet a lot of our friends over the other side of the pond and build some connections there. And Unite the Clans is part of Michael Matt, who runs the conference. It's his tagline is Unite the Clans. So we're really looking forward to that, and we'll report back on that and hopefully do some recordings to share from there. And the other place was Ireland. So we have booked a retreat at Glen Camera House, which is wonderful. And we're really thrilled that Archbishop Fonzie is joining us. If you don't know him, he is just a fantastic bishop doing wonderful things, loads of absolutely brilliant formation. And he is going to join us at this retreat, which is over the weekend. It's his diocese, yeah. And we're going to the retreat house there, and there are around about 30 places available. So we've only just put it up on the website, and a few have gone already, but we would encourage you, if you'd like to come across, if you're in Ireland, make the trek over to Glen Camera House, and if you're perhaps in the UK or in a nearby country and would like to do the short distance across to Ireland, then you can catch us there on the weekend of the 11th, 12th, 13th of October. So please do look at the website and find out more about that. There will be more details to follow in terms of what the programme looks like, but there's a few general comments on the website already. But we're really looking forward to that and having some good conversations, good fellowship, and meeting you and being able to engage with you in some social time, as we did at Stonyhurst, which was a huge success, and we will be hoping to do that again next year. So Ireland in October, that's going to be fantastic, and Pittsburgh at the end of this month, September. So lots to report on.
And it would be true to say that for our wonderful retreat at Stonyhurst, which I'm still basking in the aftermath of, people flew from as far away as America, and we're pleased they did. So if you're in Ireland, that makes it easy to get to, but if you're anywhere further away, it just makes it all more valuable to come to.
Yeah, they were really pleased they did, and we were thrilled to have people visit from such a distance. And I think it's fair to say we have some testimonials from them. They found it really, really encouraging, and there are a number of people who had come, who have been watching us, who aren't Catholic, but had grown closer and felt more certain about crossing the Tiber. And it wasn't just us; it's all the people that you'll meet at the retreat, and develop friendships and a network, because it's lonely times sometimes, isn't it, as a Catholic? So to be able to reach out and feel part of a group, part of a network who can strengthen one another. So that will be wonderful. So do please have a look at that, and more about that soon. But you mentioned there, Gavin, the traumas of summer. Mark, you also mentioned immigration when we were talking about Malta. And we're not going to discuss all this now, but we will be back later this week, because one of the things we do want to discuss is, after saying there's been no response from the bishops about the growing tensions on our streets in the UK, there has been a response from Bishop of Salford, John Arnold, but it might not be quite the response one had hoped for. So we will dig into that, what he has written, and what we think of that a bit later in the week, and lots more besides, Mark.
Yeah. Well, he's like my favourite bishop. Bishop John Arnold is absolutely diabolical. So it's great that he's released this horrible letter, and I'm going to really enjoy showing how really bad it is.
It is really bad. For some good news about a bishop, do pick up the latest edition of the Catholic Herald, where you can see an article I've written in the education supplement thanking Bishop Pat McKinney for his Precious in My Sight, helping to steer Catholic schools so confused in the current situation with the trans ideology and LGBT issues, and how to navigate that. And he's offered some clarity, which is really sorely lacking in Catholic schools, and we need good bishops to do that. So thank you to Bishop Pat McKinney. We're just as keen to say thank you. We want to say thank you. We want to praise our bishops. We are not here to denigrate them and do them down. We'd rather not do that. But when you get the kind of drivel, as you'll see, coming out from Bishop John Arnold, then it's we're just going to examine that and say, what are the problems with this, and why do we need better? Well, we do. There's this lovely quote from Archbishop Fulton Sheen, who's always brilliant. And this speaks again to the situation that we find ourselves in, and that, Gavin, you said that you've been mulling over and writing about over the last couple of weeks while we've been sunning ourselves in Gozo. But Archbishop Fulton Sheen, and this is very hopeful, he says, "We do not know what the future holds, whether the battle will be bloody or unbloody. We only know that the world is beginning to polarise, and the good are becoming better, and the bad are becoming worse. Whether swords will be used, we do not know, and whether they will be sheathed or unsheathed, we do not know. There is only one thing that we do know, that is, that if truth wins, we win. And if truth, but truth can't lose." So there we are, Archbishop Fulton Sheen. Truth can't lose, and all we have to do is try and stay close to Christ, truth itself, truth himself, and draw others close to him. Because as you say, Gavin, there is no answer but the Catholic Church, which is the antidote to the chaos we find ourselves in.
Wasn't it wonderful to celebrate the feast of St. Augustine last week? Because he's one of the people who's most articulated the fact that the human heart is configured with such a need for God that only the truth, only our Lord can meet it. But he does require people to both talk and pray and live the truth out, and that's what we hope we're doing.
Yeah, we have to be witness to truth. So this is just a little, 15, 16 minutes? Lots more to say, but we'll be back when we have a bit more time later in the week, and hopefully when Gavin's Starlink is up and running and
Absolutely.
offering a good service, because we want to hear so much more from you, Gavin. We've missed your wisdom. We've missed you. It's lovely to be together again, and we look forward to returning with many more programmes over the next few days and few weeks. We still have some to upload, and some programmes from Janet Smith, the wonderful Janet Smith, who is giving us some talks on contraception. So look out for those as well. But until then, for now, thank you for watching. I'm Catherine Bennett.
I'm Mark Lambert.
I'm Gavin Ashenden.